And this video is an update of how I'm progressing with the thatch on my primitive, unplugged, medieval workshop. It's going well. I'm learning a lot, and so just if you want to come along and see how I'm going, and at the end of the video I'll give you some more thoughts on what I'm doing. I mentioned in a previous video that the thatch, or the rush when it dries, shrinks a huge amount. So I had all this rush here on the front fence drying, but every now and then you have a bit of wind and a lot of the bundles would get blown over. So this is a little technique that I thought of to prevent that from happening. So basically all I'm doing, that in addition to having the bundles of rush alternating up the fence, I then lay another bundle up the top, and that prevents them from separating and blowing apart and falling over. Now what I was trying to do here was to tie the rush to the battens with a continuous piece of rope, so that as the rush continued to dry out and continued to shrink, I could come along later and sort of pull on it, and then pull on the next bit, and then pull on the next bit, and then pull, and then sort of just tighten it up. Unfortunately, that didn't work, so I had to go back to individual ties to keep it tied on. Now this technique of working from the ground worked okay while I was able to stand on the ground and reach where I needed to reach, and me being 2 meters tall, that was for a while. But shortly after this bit of filming, I had to adapt my technique so that I was working on top of the roof, not from the ground. So this is the stay we're attaching the rush to at the moment. Here's my needle. Pull that through. So what I'm going to do is pull this firm but not super tight, and then tie it off, and do the same over. See, this is the problem working by yourself doing this, is that where's the other end? So normally what you do is you'd have one person on the inside, and you'd pass the cord through, and you're working together, one person on the inside, one person on the outside. So you pass it through, person on the inside ties it, person on the outside gets on with laying the next bundle. Now it's quite possible I've pulled this one too tight, because you can see how there's how little room there is there, but that could be a good thing, we'll see. And also you can see how it's slipped lower, so I'm going to have to pull that up. Now I'll do that later, because that's going to form two purposes. One, it's going to tighten this up because the ends are fatter, and so I probably want to tighten these up a little bit more before I try and pull that thatch back up. But anyway, right now what we're going to do is get some bundles underneath there to go right up to the edge. Want this to be gentle, just to hold it in place. So hold this in place. I'm going to tie across these two. And for the moment, that's done. Cut that off. Now we're doing the same thing at the other end. Filming the process of the thatching has been very challenging. A number of reasons for that. One is that I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know what are the important bits to film, to show you, to sort of describe what I'm doing, because I'm working it out as I go. I don't know ahead of time, oh, this is a bit I need to film to show you guys. So that's challenging. The lighting, the dappled light has been shocking. Because on a lot of this film, I think it can be hard for me to see what's going on, and I know what I'm doing. Well, I know what I've done. But the alternative I had was just to delete all this footage and skip over it, or to give you, share with you the progress, the journey. And so what I've opted to do with this video is to basically show you how I'm going and to bring you along with me. I understand maybe if you haven't watched to this point, well then you're not going to see this message, so you're not going to see this apology. But if you have stayed with us to this point, well, thanks. And I guess it shows that you, I guess, interested in the journey as much as the product. And that's very much what this video series is. When I start moving on to thatching with the reed, I think because of my experience with the rush, I'll be able to do a much better job of documenting and teaching the process of what I'm doing. Not that I'm a master thatcher by any streak, but at least I can have a better idea to record what I'm doing to show you what I'm doing. So stay tuned for those. A big problem with this has been running out of material. There's been several trips where you've seen me go out and harvest some more rush. Like the last one, which I did, last video I think it was, I posted where I went swimming on the 1st of June for some more rush. Well, since then I went for another swim on the solstice, and if you thought I was getting cold in the last one, geez Louise. This one was worse. So stay tuned for that video, which I haven't even looked at the footage yet, so I hope it's at least amusing, if not instructive. So, catch you then. Bye-bye.